Hey man, you alright? Come in.
Audio Jungle.
Take a seat. So, you want a cup of tea?
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
I'm Isaac, and I'm 21 and I live in Bristol, and I'm a freelancer, a 3D generalist. Because Hello Charlie originally hired me for 3 months, and then they hired me because they had this big massive project. So I was working full time on this project when originally they only wanted me to work 3 days a week on it, but it became full time, and in the end they just decided to hire me as a freelancer. And since then I've enjoyed being a freelancer, so I think I will probably continue. Yeah, I've always been creative since I was young. I've always been drawing, like filming, animating. It's always been something I've been interested in. And I've also found I've been interested in using software and being quite interested in technology. So VFX was like the perfect combination of the two. I'm creative, practical, always looking for the good in things outside of work. I train at a karate dojo, and I've been training for years, but ever since I've come back from uni I've gone back again. Really enjoyed that. And also have an interest in music and like going out and play a lot of media stuff. Very early, I can see a lot happening in the future, and I've got a lot to learn. 3D generalist, which means a lot. There's I do a lot of animation, I do a bit of tracking, I do comping, I do a bit of everything really. It's quite cool working in a small company. I started back in September last year, and I really like this company. They get a lot of good work in, and loads of cool jobs that come in, and I wanted to be a part of it. I don't have any I can show you, but yeah, they're structured quite differently to uni, because in uni you're just a one-man team. Here you actually feel your role and involvement. So I'd be assigned a task, and I don't really hit too much from anyone else. Like I do my part, pass it on, and it's kind of like that. You just get assigned different things. It's all online, so we use this website called F-Track, and basically I get assigned jobs, and it all comes up with a shot, like what I have to do, and then it shows the next person in the pipeline. It's quite useful. It's good. Yeah, my role just hasn't involved that really, so. And I didn't read it. I read some of it. I glazed through it. Yeah, for every project we're just not allowed to talk about it basically. Yeah, we had to sign this thing, paperwork basically, saying we're not going to say anything. There's a lot of research that we have to put in. Say, I was working on this, I can't really say what it was, but it involved animals, so I had to find out a lot of information about the animals, like the science behind them, before I started creating anything, and then do some like little pre-visualizations of them. So yeah, that's how it usually starts out, and then we pick the best idea, and then it goes on from there. I wasn't in with the company I was only there for 3 months, so I didn't get a full-on taste for it, but it usually started out with, as a 3D artist, we would usually be the first ones in the pipeline to start creating, then we pass it on to the comp, and they go on from there. But there would be pre-visualizations that were given to us beforehand, which came from them. I can't show you all my work that I've been doing recently, obviously, for obvious reasons, but I can show you some of my previous work. That was my favourite. And another one that I've done recently, just in my own time. Some of my favourites just because it was my own personal thing, and I needed a new ident for my show reel, and at the time I was learning a lot of motion graphics, and Cinema 4D especially, so I was getting used to that. And I just had to play around really, and yeah, this is what I ended up creating. It was good fun. I've been watching a lot of Grayscale Gorilla tutorials, and they've got some really cool stuff on there, and they managed to make stuff look so like polished, and I just wanted to get that effect on my work. I'd probably go in and do a bit more work, and the render time was already long enough, so if I could put more work in, it'd just add more render time. It took a whole weekend on this like slow machine that I've got, but yeah, probably I can make it look way better. It's just a really fun project to work on. It was a good idea. It was just nice. I like using Nuke, which I haven't been able to use recently, but I want to get back into it. But definitely, it was just a fun project. Well, I can't really answer that one. It wasn't really a personal project. It's someone else's idea, but Game of Thrones, I guess, it was very heavily inspired by that. I put a lot of effort into this project. It's probably the longest project I've worked on so far, and yeah, it was like my own idea, and it was my last project, so a lot went into it, so I feel really proud of it as well. Sci-fi and horror, so the two together, like kind of Dead Space. I don't know if you've played that game, and I'm sure there's others, but yeah, that sci-fi horror kind of. If I just had more time, I'd just put more shots in. There's probably more I could have got out of the story, but as it was only a certain amount of time that we had to work on it, I only managed to get that much. I used Nuke, Maya, PFTrack, and I'm not sure, probably After Effects as well for colour grading. Yeah, there were so many. Tried to forget. I found a lot of problems in the filming, and I found it was always essential to get the filming right for the next step, for the rest of the post-production to go smoothly, so I found that was very challenging. Well, I really wanted to create something quite tense, and I wanted to build up to this big end hero shot that I had in mind, and it was this big alien that would come out from this tunnel, and I wanted it to feel epic, and I feel like it really did as well. I was really happy with it. Well, yeah, big range, but the main ones seem to be animal and nature. The BBC uses a lot for that kind of work. There's a lot of animal stuff I've noticed that comes through. I think the BBC. So as well as my showreel, I try to keep active on social media, keeping everything updated, adding people that I meet, and making sure everything that I do is noted so everybody can see my progress and see everything and all my latest work as well. You'll always surprise yourself going into the industry, because I remember going in and thinking like I couldn't do anything. Like they were giving me these really hard tasks, and you just learn on the job, and don't be afraid of learning on the job or taking anything on, because it just comes to you, and especially with the help of the skills that we learn on the course, definitely I can pretty much do anything if I just set my mind to it and listen to tutorials or something, and there's people to ask in the industry as well, so never feel worried about your skills